But to list out the other major triggers of the day, our research team is joining in with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the setup on the F&O side of things as well. First up, Gaurav is here to get us all the market cues we need to watch out for. Gaurav, good morning. What are you watching out for today?
Nifty yesterday, Nifty slipped a little bit, but it defended at 24,600 level. And in fact, if we look at the option data, there's a high interest in put option data for 24,600. So definitely we'll be watching out if Nifty will be able to defend this level. But apart from that, we've got China market and Hong Kong market where they have national holidays, so these markets are closed. From US market, we are seeing some kind of news flow coming up in terms of the shutdown of the government. In fact, Vice President J.D. Vance, he has highlighted this. And at the same time, Trump trade chief expects US to ink more deals during the Asia trip. So definitely there are some cues which are coming up from the US market as well. In fact, when we look at NASDAQ, actually it ended, it ended in red, but S&P and Dow Jones both ended in green in the last session. From the Indian point of view, we have got RBI policy today, so definitely watching out on Nifty, banks, and specifically all the banking stocks. Apart from that, India and European FTA, that comes into force from today. Remember, 100 billions worth of investment is going to come in the next 15 years because of this FTA. Other than that, there are some reforms which will be applicable from tomorrow. First is that NCPI, who is going to stop UPI P2P collection request. New online gaming regulations, they are also set to be implemented from today. And next is that RBI's project finance norm. So definitely these announcements were there earlier, but they will be implemented from here on. And that is the reason why we will be watching out on companies who will get impacted, how the impact is going to be, and how the commentary is going to be. Lastly, let's also not forget that Jain Resources, this will get listed. Remember, last day we saw 4 IPOs coming up with the new listing. So let's see how it works out for Jain Resources today.
Gaurav, thank you for that update. Over to Upasna, who lists out the stocks you need to watch out for today. Upasna, good morning. What's on your list?
Good morning, Hormaz. First up, let me start with Lupin. The company has received US FDA approval for Rivaroxaban for oral suspension. Next up is SKF India. The company appoints Sailesh Kumar as the MD for the term of 5 years with effect from 1st of October. RITES is the other one on our radar. The company signs MOU with Etihad Rail to further augment business collaboration. Next up is Oil India. The company has signed an MOU with GAIL to enhance collaboration across natural gas value chain. Next up is Nestle. Even this stock is on our radar as the company signs MOU with Ministry of Food Processing Industries at the World Food India Summit. Arvind Fashion also in focus as the Sailesh Kumar Chaturvedi, which is the managing editor and CEO of the company, has given the resignation. Time Technoplast, the company has obtained BIS certification to manufacture and sell polythene pipes for gas distribution and achieving its planned Q2 FY26 milestone is what the company has indicated. HUDCO also in focus on the back of Q2 update. The company says that there's strong disbursement and sanction for H1 FY26. And if we look at the Q2 disbursement number, it has seen a growth uptick of nearly about as high as 44% on a YoY basis. And lastly, rate gain also in focus as the arm acquires US-based company Sojin for $250 million. So all in all, we'll be closely watching out for all these stocks today.
Of course, Upasna, thank you for that. And aside of all of this, keep an eye out on auto names as well. The auto sales numbers that will be coming out all through the day. Lastly, Mangalam joins in with cues from the F&O space. Mangalam, good morning. The start of a new series. What is the historical data indicating and the road ahead?
Well, it's the start of a new series, so let's look back at what September series was like. We saw about 110 points on the upside on the Nifty this time around in September. And it was a fairly volatile series. Between the highs and the low, there was a 1,200-point move that we saw. And prior to that September series as well, for the 2 series, we saw a loss of 1,100 points on the Nifty. So it's all things happening. October historically has seen big moves, but more on the downside than the upside. So 5 out of the last 5 Octobers, 3 have actually seen big gashes. And last October itself, we saw a near 2,000-point decline on the Nifty itself. And keeping that in mind, you know, the conviction on the short side is a lot more this time around. The FIIs or the overall rollovers have been 83% versus last 3-month average rollovers at 80%. More short positions have been rolled over. And the open interest on the Nifty as well is at 1.17 crore shares. This is at the start of the series. This compares with 1.55 crores that we've seen as a 3-series average. So on the heavier side, rollovers are higher. Where are the rollovers high? They're on the short side. FIIs, remember, started the September series with a record low position of 8%. And guess what? October, they've gone a notch lower. Just 6% long exposure is what we've seen. So at the start of a series, It's the lowest long exposure that the FIs have. On a net basis as well, the exposure is closer to nearly 2 lakh contracts on the short side. And the clients on the other side are fairly positive. Their long exposure is at 74%, net contracts at nearly 1.25 lakh. What this means is that, in September, the shorts did not get a lot of follow-through. And every time the FIs start on the adverse side from the long positioning, the next few series, we see big up moves coming by. So April 2023, they started 9% long. The next 4 series, we saw a 2,600-point move on the Nifty. November 2023, we saw an 11% long exposure. Over the next 2 series, the Nifty gained about 2,900 points. And even as recent as Feb 2025, the FI started their series with 11% long exposure. Over the next 5 series, we saw a 2,300-point move. For perspective, the September series, FI started with 8%. We've seen 110 points move on the Nifty already. Let's see where it goes from here. And for us to see where the Nifty goes from here, we have key triggers for the October series. The RBI policy outcome, the second quarter results that will come by. We'll also watch out for developments around US and India trade talk, which is underway, and festive season sales. Remember, this October, we have both Dussehra and Diwali and a GST cut. How does all of that impact the overall performance is something we'll watch.
Most important thing to watch out for. Mangalam, thank you for that update.